Mr. McPherson. Okay, so what information did you find out about the Mayweather Pacquiao fight?
I just got informed for a fact that the fight is going to happen for sure. I got some very good information from my guys in New York City with HBO that told me for sure that the fight is actually really going to happen.
Okay, and what details can you give about the fight? Can you give any more details about it as far as the money or the location, the date?
I don't know much about the inside story of what the negotiations were or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, the fight is going to happen. I was kind of concerned, wonder why this fight really was going to take place because of Floyd's situation with Showtime, and most people running around saying that, talking about he was afraid to fight this guy. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think it had to do with that $64 million that the two fights that he has left with Showtime, and how he would still be able to get that money if this fight did take place. God forbid he lost the fight, then would they be obligated to still continue on because of the money they fluctuated in to make this fight happen? There's been, I mean, I've been in negotiations for a lot of fights, and I understand how the networks think about when, especially when a guy's got contractual obligations left and not at this high. I mean, this is high stakes. But when they have those extra contractual agreements in place and the fighter's scheduled to get extra money, most networks want to get out of that obligation by saying, if we let you do this, here's what we get for letting you do this. And that's why I think this thing took a long time to come to fruition.
Okay, so now that it's finally going to take place, why don't you break down real quick and let us know who you think would win, Mayweather or Pacquiao, and why?
Well, I still think it's a tough fight either way. I don't think that, I mean, even though these two guys, I mean, this fight should have happened 7 years ago, 5 or 7 years ago. But, and it's still a tough fight for both guys. One, when you get to be 37, 38 years old, like Mayweather is, your reflexes, I don't care how much training you do and how much experience you have under your belt, uh, you just don't see all of the shots that that you used to see coming at you. So I think that the fight ends up playing out. A lot of this fight's going to take place inside the close to the ropes. And the reason why I say that is because you can't see, especially fighting a southpaw. Fighting a southpaw, it's in an older age, you can't see those other shots coming from that blind side. So I think Mayweather would more or less retreat to the ropes in order to be able to see those shots coming. So I think that the fight's going to be fought on an close fight. That's what I think. I don't think you're going to see a boxing match like Mayweather normally puts on. I don't think you'll see that. I think what you're going to see is two guys very close to each other and in a real finesse fight.
And who do you have winning?
I don't know. It's a coin toss. I mean, it really is. I think it's a coin toss with the way the rounds go because when you're fighting a southpaw, very very close, a lot of things are happening. And a lot of people don't see those things happening, but and judges don't really give you an accurate assessment of what's really going on in the ring because they don't know. They don't really know, and they're counting shots that really aren't really hitting the guy. And remember, they're only getting one shot. They're not getting a replay now. They're not getting an instant replay. So a lot of the scoring on these fights, I would hope that they would get three officials that have saw a lot of southpaw fights in their lifetimes. Because if you don't get the right officials in there, it could be a lopsided fight, and the guy hardly ever hit the other guy. And that's the way I see this thing happening. But all in all, I think it's a real coin. It's a coin toss for both fighters. Now, also I think that this is going to come down. It may come down to the will to win, the will to win, and if it does come down to the will to win, I would put my money on Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely put my
Lost.
not the fact that he's never lost, but I just know that he reminds you in those close areas when it is nick and tuck. He reminds you of Sugar Ray Leonard in a lot of ways, and I don't mean to compare him to Sugar Ray Leonard, but I'm saying in those close, tight rounds, Ray Leonard was able to out finesse the other guy in a lot of ways, and he knew exactly where to go and where not to be in certain positions. And I see Mayweather being able to do that with this guy in the stretch mark down the stretch. So if I was to pick a winner down the stretch, it would be Mayweather.
Okay, and it's supposed to happen at the MGM
May 2nd is Doomsday. May 2nd is Doomsday, and listen, like I said, this fight should have taken place probably 5 to 7 years ago when we could have saw two of the best fighters pound for pound in the world. Today, when they say that today, you're not really getting. Anybody that goes to this fight or watches this fight on television, you're not going to get the Mayweather and Paquiao that you probably could have got 4 or 5 years ago, and that's, for sure. You're not going to get those. You're not going to see those two guys. Then there's a lot of, also when you see these two guys finally fighting each other after so long of a period of time, there is what we call, be careful, a be careful peace of mind too, because when you do get older and your mind is clicking like this, the first thought of mine is, can I get this guy out of here? How quickly can I get him out of here? Nobody wants to go 12 rounds. They want to get the other guy out of here. So it could be a very dangerous fight. You saw that with Marquez and Pacquiao. You saw that when he got careless. He got careless thinking that he could take this guy out of there, and he got taken out.
Right. Okay. All right. I appreciate your time.
You got it.